So I have no real idea as to why my wife decided to grab literally everyone to go, quote, I have a project I want to do and I need everyone's help.
I have a couple guesses. I don't know why she would bring Rumpy and Walker, but I have a couple guesses. Especially considering
Mm.
she took my daughter with her as well. So you do know what this weekend is, right?
Sliding time scales can be very confusing. I have to keep track of multiple dimensions, so not really. I forgot.
Father's Day.
Oh, also enjoy these kinds of puzzles.
Oh, these puzzles can either be really annoying or at least in my case, really enjoying if you can get them right. But if you're spending 10 minutes on them, they suck.
Yeah.
I think the most annoyed I was recently on one of these puzzles was like, I want to
It
say
also doesn't
Sonic
help the
Adventure?
fact that I don't have the best controls. You do not have the ability to move grid square by grid square, meaning it is very sensitive. If your toe so much as touches the tip of a square, it'll go off.
Ugh.
Yes, there does get to be a point where I just say fuck it and look up a guide.
Which makes sense. Well, that's where it drives me nuts more. If I have to look up a guide for the proper way to walk on one of these things, it gets even more annoying. But for me, it's also okay, I have to find a way to reset this whole thing.
Luckily, they
Um,
do have an inbuilt reset button.
Good. I know. I was gonna say the most annoyed I've been recently on this is like Sonic Adventure because to I think to unlock one of the Chow Gardens you need to do one of these, and then I remembered, oh wait, no, the Futurama game had puzzles like these, but it was less like these and more like DDR, or not DDR, Simon, and those were more annoying.
Yeah, I can take
Oh,
Simon.
it
These kinds of puzzles, the only thing I hate more are sliding puzzles.
it more drove me nuts in the Futurama game because it would sliding puzzles are more annoying. It drove me nuts more in the Futurama game because in Futurama, sometimes there would be large combos where I just would misremember, and it's one of the few cases where if we were doing that live, it probably would have those sections would have been a bit easier. But the way we do the commentaries, the way we typically do commentaries is post com.
Yeah, here's where I go and look up a guide.
As you do. Um. Uh,
Yeah, I've had to deal with sliding. There was one game I legit dropped because it was a sliding puzzle of a very vague image. Like half the pieces of the sliding puzzle straight up didn't have anything on them.
there are very few games where I have dropped them because of a difficult section. And off the top of my head, the one game I know I dropped because I just could not get past a certain section was Bravely Default. Which is even funnier because it recently got remastered for the Switch 2. Which I don't know why it's exclusive to the Switch 2. It's kind of dumb, but um I never finished that game, and I'm more annoyed because I was literally on the last chapter of that game and couldn't defeat the first boss of the final chapter because that boss had auto life. Like, after a certain point, you get their health down far enough, and they just say, fuck it, I'm rehealing all of the damage you did, and treating it as if you didn't do anything, and you're gonna have to start all over again with your characters all at, like, maybe half health at this point in the fight. So I could never, I never got past that, and I was never able to actually finish the game. And it really, it drove me nuts because I enjoyed the game up until that part, and I could never actually finish it. It's the only time I put a game down because of difficult section. Because usually I get to a certain section in the game where I can't get past it. I'll either try and come back to it later, or look up a guide, or find a way to, like, bypass it. And I just couldn't do it with Bravely Default. There are other games where I have put it down, not because it's difficult, but because I got burned out of the game. The game that I'm still the saddest about getting burned out about, because there's another game I never finished and I was almost done with it, was Breath of the Wild. My original playthrough of Breath of the Wild, before I lost the save file, I actually got all the way to the end. Was doing all of the side quests. The only thing I wasn't 100%ing was getting all 999 Korok seeds, because there's no fucking point.
Yeah.
Other than
it's like trying to get all the shine sprites in Super Mario Sunshine.
I think the shine sprites in Mario Sunshine are not as bad. Like, the game can be clunky and annoying trying to collect them all, but it's not as bad as the Korok seeds, because at least
yes, it's just for everyone.
At least getting all the shine sprites, you're still playing a platforming game. The only thing that you get for the Korok seeds is maxing out your inventory, and after a certain point, it just stops giving you more inventory space, and it's just like, all right, just give me more Korok seeds. And I think I stopped going after the Korok seeds once all the inventory spaces were maxed out. Like, if I ran into one afterwards, I would get it if it was obvious. Otherwise, I just didn't care. But yeah, I basically had one side quest left, and then all I had to do was just fight Ganon. And I got...
How about getting the motocross bike?
I didn't have any of the DLC at that point. Which is even worse now, because I had all of these shrines before the DLC done. I had all these side quests except for one done. The only thing that I would have to do is doing the DLC and the final story. Although, ironically, on the other end of that spectrum, I have a game that I've barely played, but I've had... So before... Nintendo now has a thing on the Switch called the Virtual Game Cards, which I love the idea. Essentially, if somebody is on your family list on the Switch, you could lend out a game to them. And it can be any game that you have digitally, and it works as if you are lending them the physical copy. But for up to 2 weeks, they will have that copy. And
okay. I do need to interrupt you here because this is very important to the game.
Okay, go ahead.
In this conversation, you get to this is where you choose between the good the light and dark endings.
This conversation
at the
specifically.
very end. Yes. And I'm going to explain what you do, what happens if you go with the dark side ending. You team up with Bastila to go up against Johanny and Jolie and kill them. And then you can do a lot of things like T3 and 4 still a ride or die. Same thing with HK47 and Canderous. But neither Mission nor Zalbar want to continue on with you being Darth Revan. But since Zalbar has sworn a life debt to you, this is where you get the most dark side thing that I've ever seen. You can order Zalbar to kill Mission and then kill himself.
Oh, that's
depressing. And he'll do it.
Part of me kind of wishes. So I assume you didn't show it off for this playthrough.
Fuck no.
Part of me kind of wishes you did just to show it off, but I'm also happy that you didn't because one, it would have
monetization, and second off, I can't stomach that. I can't do evil endings. I physically can't stomach it.
Well, you also went out of your way to say you're doing a canon playthrough.
Yes.
So outside of showing it off, there would be no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Which is probably why when we inevitably get to if we ever do a playthrough of Silent Hill 2, which I do not mind being the one handling that, I'm gonna try and show off the best ending for that game, but I'm gonna do not 2 full playthroughs, but I'm gonna do 2 playthroughs of that where I'm gonna show off the best ending, and then I'm gonna show off the UFO ending with the fucking dog. But it's one of the few examples.
Give me 1 second. Food's ready.
Okay.
But
your mind was too badly damaged at once long ago.
You do fight her again, and if you do go with the dark side ending, it's replaced with just 3 random Sith.
It is not too late for you to be saved.
Just 3 complete randos.
You from the dark side back into the light. You are beneath my contempt, Johanny. When you felt the power of the
it's like it's almost as if the dark side ending is cartoonishly evil, but the game was practically designed with the light side ending in mind.
Which, considering the whole twist of Revan being your player character being this terrible Sith just with amnesia, I think that's actually a much more interesting story. If only Disney were able to copy something that intelligent!
Well, ding dong, the witch is gone.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, it's been confirmed that she'll be stepping down soon.
Which, I don't have as much animosity towards Kathleen Kennedy as you do, but even I'm looking at that, like, I'm happy that she's... even I'm happy that she's not...
And I will say that, Dave Filoni does need somebody to bounce ideas off of.
Oh, yeah.
But with now him being the leader, as opposed to a project lead, now he's put in that position where he is probably more than likely going to have people bounce ideas off of.
Oh, yeah. Which, I have more
Which is how the Clone Wars got made.
I have more faith in him than in him being in charge of Star Wars, whether it's Disney or Warner Brothers, whoever owns Star Wars, whoever ends up owning Star Wars. Like, I have more faith in him having more creative control than Kathleen.
I have more faith in a leather shoe.
I have more faith in myself, and I'm a fucking idiot. I would probably do something to piss the fans off, but unlike what they did with episode 9 and just backtracked on everything, I would have at least tried to fix the problem, gotten people in to say, okay, I know I fucked up. Help me I don't want to remove these plot points because these are very important to the story I was setting up. Help me fix this where I don't have to completely abandon the good elements.
Yes.
All
Now, I'll be right back.
right. I'll be here watching the gameplay alone.
You're back. Where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple?
Kind of sucks even more because
No.
I spent the entire playthrough like half zoned out, half paying attention, and it's like, oh, now I gotta pay attention. Which is even worse because I am invested in the story now.
Starforge and the temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malak has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith. In the end, we all choose our own path. Remember the bond that was forged between you when she rekindled the spark that was your life.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean,
I don't know what fate awaits us, but I sense more.
no doubt. But let's...
The only thing I can comment on now, and I'm actually happy that we don't have to deal with, is at the very least, there's no more turret sections left. Unfortunately, we are still dealing with certain cutscenes being cropped improperly, and that's awkward.
The Republic fleet must have gotten a message I sent as we were crashing into that planet. I'm picking up the transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Thorn Dodonna to the Avon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Karth Onasi. We're receiving your transmission.
Karth, I'm glad to see you're still alive. We've begun our assault on the Star Forge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Star Forge wasn't constructed by the Sith, Admiral. We don't have time for me to fully explain it, but that space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go...
Okay, now I wish Casey was here because he could explain, like...
The Star Forge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Star Forge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. We can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Star
Oh.
Forge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our
That, while I'm back.
It's because of
I know you're back. Sorry,
turn to the dark side.
I don't know how I half zoned out during that, but I was also like trying to pay attention to what's going on the screen.
Against you and your fleet.
But that Admiral's voice actor is an alumni of other Star Wars video game projects, being Mon Mothma and Jedi Knight series.
Huh, nice. It really sucks that for most of this game's story I was zoning out, and then it's like, all right, last like 20 parts or last 15 parts, Glitch is actually paying attention to the story, and it's like, oh, I really wish I was paying attention earlier. I don't even know why I was just mostly zoning out this playthrough.
The Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Avon Hawk and her crew are gonna see this through.
Also, so you want to know something that I find kind of ironic with all of the issues we've had with this playthrough, with you recording it and some of the problems I've had editing it?
Yeah.
So before the Switch 2 came out, Nintendo very clearly made a list of games, tested as many of them as they could, and said, okay, here are games we know work, here are games that we know are playable but have some problems, here are games that have major problems and make it kind of hard to play, and here's games that don't boot at all. But they very clearly made a list before the Switch 2 even came out. I took a look at that list to see if there are any games I own that have problems, and pretty much all of the games that I own that had problems got updated. But there's one game on that list that has problems with the Switch 2 that cracked me the fuck up considering our playthrough.
Is KOTOR?
Not KOTOR. KOTOR 2.
You made it. Several Jedi.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
We have to strike while we
That's
KOTOR 2 runs just fine on PC.
But it's the funniest irony, because the other thing is,
damn.
I bet you if I were to get the OG in air quotes KOTOR on Switch and run it on my Switch 2, it'd work perfectly fine. But it saddens me that KOTOR 2 doesn't run fine, and it's kind of a, they said at worst it just needs an update. So all we need is Aspire, who did the port to Switch 2, or the Aspire who did the modern ports, to update the game on Switch to be compatible with Switch 2. I just thought it was so fucking funny. It's like, we can't win with this series. I mean, at the very least, our inevitable KOTOR 2 playthrough, we know in advance that if we were to try it on the Switch or Switch 2, that whoever ends up taking it would have to either wait for an update or play it on a different system. Ironically enough, because I mentioned before commentary that I've been having problems with Portal 2. That is not on the list of games that are not compatible. Like it's so I really think that it's just this is just a general issue that I've been having, and it's not even and it's not just a problem exclusive to Switch 2. Which is somewhat comforting to know, but still annoying.
In other news, welcome to the Starforge, the last area in the game.
Woo!
Enemies here will spawn by the bucket load.
Woo! Nah, I'm kidding. I actually kind of forgot, and I don't remember if you explained it or the game explained it earlier, but I forgot that it was a space station.
Malak, a team of Jedi have penetrated our defenses. Their fighters have landed on the Starforge.
Yep, it's arguably the most practical super weapon in Star Wars.
Opponents. Send the Starforge's battle droids to deal with them.
Lord Malak, forgive me, but how can mere droids be a match for the Jedi?
You underestimate the power of the Starforge's droid army. Dispatch droids.
Of course, Lord Malak. The Jedi have invaded the Starforge. Destroy them. Destroy them all.
Roger.
Roger. The only downside is actually, despite all the lighting, it's fairly dark in this setting, because I kind of like the droid designs there.
Yeah, it's actually one of the standard droid designs through the KOTOR era. It's just a red monopod robot with foldable arms that can either beat you, club you over the head, or they have blasters in the elbows.
Oh, nice. What is the name of during the I don't want to say Republic era, but that might be the right term. But the droids that had force fields, that could activate force fields. I can't remember the name of them.
Colloquid Creation Nest Droidica.
Right. Because
Funny enough, if you traded them like, say, like, I don't know, something really exotic like alligator or elephant meat.
I shouldn't be laughing. That would piss me the fuck off if I was playing the game. I mean, I'd probably, like, if I was playing the game, I'd probably still laugh it, but it's a laugh of, God damn it.
I mean, I was expecting it, considering this is my third time beating the game.
It's still annoying, but it's a funny annoying. What were you saying about the alligator meat, though?
That the Colloquid Creation Nest will just, if you give them like alligator, elephant, rhino meat, they'll just give you droidicas because that's what the Trade Federation traded for their supply. Just rare and exotic meats.
Huh. But I've always loved, it is one of my favorite droid designs from the prequel trilogy. Like, those are some that I would love to have a Lego set of. Hell, if I could find all the right parts, because I have. Just
I know that there used to be a Technic set of.
I was gonna say, like, if I can find all the right parts, because I have a lot of fucking Bionicle parts, I would try and build one out of fucking Bionicle parts. Just build a mock, because they're basically bow rocks, just bigger. I can't wait to get around to editing this
No, if you want bigger...
I can't wait to get around to editing this part, and I'll just have a picture of a bow rock and a picture of a Droidica right next to each other.
Now, if you want their even bigger cousins, look at the Scorptech Annihilator droids that were also in Book of Boba Fett.
Ooh, fun. Speaking of, I have not heard good things about Book of Boba Fett. Is that true?
That is despite the popular opinion, I actually like that.
That's fair.
Because they just wanted Boba Fett to just remain the same kind of like jaded, hard-ass bounty hunter. But me being as much of a Legends nerd as I am, he does soften up there too.
Yeah.
Well, I will admit that Legends has it with his estranged daughter that he doesn't even know is his daughter at the time.
Yeah. I mean, you also have to take into account, like, you're talking to someone who genuinely loves the original 90s Super Mario Brothers movie. Like, I don't care if something's bad. If I can at least get some enjoyment out of it, I'll sit and watch it. Which I would love to do a commentary. We did it for
that,
we did it when I was doing Twitch streams, but I would love to do another commentary on the Mario Bros. Movie because it's just so it's so beautiful.
Boba Fett riding a Rancor is one of the coldest things that you'll see in that show. Like, dude legit uses a Rancor to destroy those aforementioned Scorptech Annihilator droids. Literally by beating them to death by getting his Rancor to beat them to death.
That does sound badass. I'm actually there was a recent Star Wars series that I need to they did a sort of cross promotion in Fortnite where you could watch the first 2 episodes, and I need to watch more of it. Hell, I need to rewatch those first 2 episodes because I could barely hear it when I was watching it in Fortnite. But I think it's Tales of the Underground, one of the newer animated series. Which I could have sworn because I think
I need to watch it too, but
it isn't Asajj Ventress in that.
yes, as well as we get Cad Bane's origin story.
I could have sworn she was a good guy, or she was a villain. I mean,
she was eventually betrayed and left for dead by Count Dooku, which results in her joining the Night Sisters, which gets Grievous sent to Dathomir to wipe out the Night Sisters, and that results in her more or less attempt. There's a novel about her and Quinlan Voss getting together, and she was supposed to have died in that book, and I kind of wish that she did, because Quinlan Voss almost falls to the dark side because of her death. But like from here on out, I actually am very liberal with grenades.
no. Alright, I've saved these up. I guess it's time to use it since I'm on the literal final section of the game.
Yeah.
Yeety spaghetti.
Like, I imagine that the next part is going to be the next part that I just like am spamming all of my grenades, and it should just be the thumbnail should be like Rev. It should be like Nolan Ryan or some other famous pitcher, and just
Just
like a thermal detonator and
paste Revan's face onto him.
And replace the baseball with a thermal detonator.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time for some good old yeety spaghetti.